We've waited so long, oh sisters. It's been a long time, but now we got Drag Race UK and I'm living! We have so much to discuss. There's so many things to go over here. A couple of things before we just go ahead and run down like we normally do here. I know you're wondering, where is Jamar? Our schedules did not work out for this to happen. As you know, this airs really early in the day and I have a full schedule of things I'm trying to get taken care of. So Jamar will be joining us for the finale of Drag Race UK, and this is going to sort of pump up the volume because All Stars, I'm sure, will be right around the corner, and that's when he will be back on that full-time co-hosting gig, as well as Drag Race Season 12. But for this episode, this is what I want to say prior to me just going to do the rundown, because you know I'm going to do my rundown real quick. One, probably one of the best runways we've seen, not just for the fact that we haven't had a category with Queen Elizabeth or Queen of Hometown, this, that, and the other. You know, we've represented states, I believe, or just where they're from. They've done that in certain seasons. As a RuPaul's Drag Race super fan here and someone who's watched every season, every episode, to see the differences from US Drag Race to UK Drag Race, that's the best part for me. It feels almost like a new show, but with the same formula. And also, I understood maybe 60% of what was being said when it came to certain slang terms that were being used. And I also knew most of the people who they were referring to because I watch a lot of BBC, especially when the Vivian brought up Kim Woodburn. If you don't know who that is, do yourself a favor, just YouTube Celebrity Big Brother UK, Kim Woodburn, and you're welcome. I mean, baby, when I say she had some of the best reads I've ever heard. When she used to come for people on that show, it wasn't for show. It was literally, I'm going to get them, I'm going to hurt their feelings, they will remember who I am and never cross me again. I almost forgot. We need to bring the fans back in, darling. We need to bring the fans back in. Also, I love the guest judges too. Alan Carr and Andrew Garfield were absolutely perfect. Alan Carr is hilarious. Andrew Garfield was sweet and funny. And he gave some really good advice to Gothy Kendall. I'm getting ahead of myself, y'all. Let's just go ahead and get into this gig. Now, the girls enter the workroom and we all get different looks from each of the queens. I had a few impressions of the girls' workroom entrance looks. Some positive and others not so much. Now, I have met all of these queens at DragCon New York City, but I'm not gonna hold back my opinion on how I felt about their looks. So first up on the chopping block is Bag of Chips. These tacky down boots. I was not here for that nasty slick back number. No, I was not. It just didn't do nothing for me with the outfit. And she gave me like, I have dinner at 8, like kind of tease. I just didn't understand it. Again, I like Bagga, but her personality was what was selling me on her entrance, not the look. Blue Hydrangea. The look itself was great. I did find it at certain angles with the camera, it was a little bit like off, but I liked how polished she looked like when she came in the room and how confident she was every time she described everything that she's doing and what she does and how everything's gonna happen. I said, Blue is like, oh, I got this girl. Who else is next? Next. I was here for it. Davina DeCampo gave you cool mom tease. At the same time, she's also gave us team talent. Literally her entire resume. I caught total Willem vibes from that, but not as cool as Willem. But I like Davina. Crystal. I like Crystal's entrance look. I thought that was dope. I'm kind of here for the whole, I'm gonna keep my body hair and not shave and be all too prissy. This is my aesthetic, this is my style. And then you find out that she's from Canada and she's now living in Britain, in the UK. So I was like, oh, okay, now we have the accent explanation. Since everybody seemed to be so confused and lost with why does she sound like that girl? Now we know. Something Wong, hi Phil. I was here for your entrance look. It was giving me what I needed. Your personality shined very well with how you introduced yourself. Shout out to everybody's first words when they come into the workroom, except for Gothy Kendall. Cheryl Hole, Alyssa Edwards. Cheryl Hole is Alyssa Edwards. No, we're not gonna do that with these queens this year, but she's giving me Alyssa tease, but the UK version. Listen, I'm here for a lot of fringe, but that in the jumpsuit form was a lot to take in. However, I still was living for Cheryl. I like Cheryl, but I was like, that's a lot. That's a lot of fabric, sister. Gothy Kendall. It did not look like it fit properly, but I still like the fabric and I like the look itself. Child's toy of the top part of the wig with the whoop de whoop de whoop, you know, the cone that was going up. I wouldn't have said traffic cone. It was giving me more, you know, that child toy that has the rings where they're all different colors and have to put them on top of each other. It was giving me that cheese. I think Gothy has a really cute kind of like vibe to her, and she's very relaxed and chill. I'm not gonna compare her to another Drag Race girl. I know who y'all were saying in the comment section during my live on Instagram. Vinegar Strokes probably had my favorite line walking into the workroom. You thought she was a slag before, now she's a total slag. She's a major slag. Y'all know I like Vinegar a lot. Okay, I did like her workroom entrance look. That wig was woo, scaredy cat. I am going to try my best to get used to that contour, sister. Because honestly, it was like this red, and it just was very distracting. If you've been scratching at your nose all day, that drove me a little nuts. However, I do like your vibe. I love your aesthetic. And I love how they got the whole, oh my God, she's bi and she's 19 out of the way quickly, because, child, I said to myself, if this is an ongoing conversation, I'm going to lose it. And last but certainly not least is the Vivian. And all I can say to that queen is, girl, you polished. Polished. She walked in, she says, don't unpack, guys. It's gonna be about 2 minutes. She gave them hoes 2 minutes. I like the Vivian. Rupaul gives a you already done had hers is in UK style. Ru comes into the room and lets the girls know, welcome, welcome, welcome. You are here. This is the competition. This is what's up. How you doing? We're freaking out. Here's the thing. Again, we have been spoiled in the US. We've seen so many seasons of this. We already say that we're tired of it. Whatever the lies you have, you're watching just like me. And tells them what is in store for them and what they'll win at the end of this rainbow. Now, they don't get cash money like we do in the US, which I thought was crazy. But again, I was told that this is funded by the taxpayers, and so what they get is what they get. And to me, I'm like, okay, that's cool, but can they get a little something, like a little change, a little dollar, something? Something? Oh, here we go. But they do get a deal where they get to fly to Hollywood and do their own digital series, you know, like how every US Drag Race girl is doing now in WOW Plus. So I guess, but, oh, and also when oh girl, I'll wait to say what it is when we talk about who won this week's challenge. Baby, I was gagged at that prize. I was like, what? Huh? I'm actually working in my minor complaints into this review, but let me get to it. Now, we get to the British pit crew here. Fine. Well, I don't even have to explain the rest of it. Yes and yes. Rupaul gives them the first mini challenge. Now, the mini challenge, they need to do off with your head. You know, very royal, I guess. Marie Antoinette tease. Where they need to do a photo shoot challenge where it's all green screen, where they'll have their head removed and basically have it positioned somewhere on their body, and they must make a funny tagline to go with it. Everybody does this pretty good job, except for Gothy, in my opinion, because that was kind of like, but everybody else had some funny moments here and there. And then also, I don't know, there was this moment where Ru kind of just forced laughed at, God, I think that was Gothy too. She, forcefully just, like, was it funny or was it not funny? I got nervous for anybody who was in the room watching that take place because it gave me the chills. I thought I was watching Midsummer again, girl. After they do their photo challenge, the winner of said challenge is Scaredy Cat. She hasn't done drag for more than 11 months, has just won this challenge. So what's tea, girls? And Rupaul gives them their first Maxi-challenge. Now, the queens must do a look inspired by the Queen Elizabeth. And I was very much here for this. There's a twist. I didn't just cross the pond to have you girls do one look. I need 2 looks. The second look needs to be queen of your hometown. Something where they represent their hometown being the queens thereof and present that look on the runway. Yes, yes, yes. So before we get into the runway looks, let's talk about the in-between. I don't know a lot about the UK. Not as much as what I've seen on TV, what I've read in books, the classes that I've taken in high school and college, that much. You know, I also do some research here and there, but nothing to the extent of who is this person and where are they from? And I remember her from this movie type of stuff, okay? So for me, hearing new slang I've never heard before, catching all these names, Mystic Meg, who is that? Who is this? Hold on. As a matter of fact, let me look that up right now in the middle of this. Why does she look so familiar? She gives me like a character off of that movie, The Witches. It's specifically Angelica Houston's character. Is it Huston or Houston? I think it's Houston. I also found myself enjoying the slang terms because some of them I've never heard before but knew what they were referencing, and others I have very much heard before being used in a very funny way. Shout out to my UK followers and hell, any of y'all in Europe, because I hear a lot of you use it in my comment section or sometimes when we're speaking on lives on my Instagram. So I really was living for learning a lot about the queens, where they came from, certain moments of just seeing them, you know, vulnerable without makeup and just talking, you know, just talking to talk. There hasn't been any drama yet. Till next episode. Another part too that got me, that was interesting, they were talking about the Vivian and they were saying, well, we know you've had work done. Removable veneers. Now that spooked me with that purple face, Vivian. You know I love your sister, but woo. But I also felt for Gothy Kendall because she was very insecure about her mouth and her teeth. I was like, honey, have you seen season 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? I mean, we can go down the line, girl. Not everybody has come onto Drag Race with a good mouth of chiclets. No one has. Nobody, well, lies, because Bianca Del Rio's mouth was right. And there was a couple of other girls. Asia O'Hara who had some Tetris blocks for teeth, honey. I'm just saying, it's okay. Don't worry about that. Don't let that be anything to hurt you or make you feel like you're lesser than the other girls because your mouth doesn't have a full set of row of teeth. That's okay. I was here for the fangs. I liked them. Also was foretelling for the rest of this episode. Can we just get to the runway, please? I know. Time for the runway. The first part of the runway is queen of your hometown. First is Crystal. 3 things I love about this outfit. I live for the blue dress. I live for the pearl hair. I live for the gloves. I live for the makeup. The giant 3-day bender on the dress was kind of like, for me, but I still like this outfit a lot. And I live for Crystal's style too. Cheryl Hole. You cannot tell me that that was not Tamra or Vicky from Housewives of OC, girl. It gave me nothing but that. I said, Miss Thing, is that Tanner, like all on the dress and everything else too? I know she's representing her hometown of Essex, but girl, that was hilarious. I live for it. I love the concept behind it, the whole hot mess, but she's still hot. Very that. Love it, Cheryl. You slayed this look, honey. But that walk away with the point, Alyssa. Something Wong. Something. There was nothing wrong with this at all. Had this been on the last season's Zodiac Challenge, this would have been one of the great tourist moments that would have walked the runway. I would understand it was representing Birmingham, your hometown. Lived, honey. I thought that was great. It was polished. The dress was right. The horns were good. The makeup was done. The whole nose ring was just big enough. It was all together. And you got a good set of cha-chas there, darling. A good set of cha-chas. Blue hydrangea. Now, I love this, and you're representing Belfast because it was a representation of the cranes that were used to make the Titanic that you said I believe your father and grandfather, if I'm right, worked on, or was maybe your grandfather and uncle, I'm not sure. But this look was one of the looks that I thought would have got you into the top this week, which is why I was so surprised. The dress was so good. I love yellow. I love yellow and black together. I love that the cranes that were on top of the back didn't look like they were too much or oversized for me. Silhouette and everything was so right, girl. And your wig, that wig was so good. Oh, it was so good, honey. Bag of chips. Okay, bag of chips, girl, listen. Now, had this been... Nah, I can't even say Drag Race USA, girl, because you know they would have let something messy like that walk down the runway and they would not have blinked because they're like, oh my God, it's Amy. However, I still like the fact that you did Amy Winehouse and you did it in a really clever and funny way, and it wasn't like mad disrespectful or anything else like that. I didn't find it to be. And you're also representing your hometown, which is where Amy's from, so it just really sat well with me. I liked it. I thought it was funny, and I thought that your personality is what sold it the best for me. The Vivienne looks stunning. I don't care if she's wearing flats. I'm a little bit pressed and peeved that Michelle made that so, I mean, rooted too. But I mean, Michelle made that like, girl, I cannot believe that you, and it's like, what do you mean? That's like the style. That's how it's supposed to look. Why would she wear a heel with it? I knew who she was portraying and representing when she did the look. I thought it was great. No med to this at all. I'm telling you, it's just a little hot in here. Vinegar Strokes. I don't hate this look as I'm picking it apart. I don't hate it, but I saw a couple looks that came down the runway that looked a lot better than that. So that's why I'm just like, ah. And I love you, Vinegar, I do, but no. It was not my favorite. The peplum top with the little pants and the pink heels and the hair with the river on the front. I do like what you did with the forehead with your makeup right there. I actually am okay with her makeup. The rest of it, I don't know. Not my favorite. Gothy Kendall. Gothy girl, I love simplicity, but I mean, it just looks like you were on your way to go somewhere completely different and you had to stop at your little cousin's birthday party and the face painter decided to give you a lot more time than the other kids on your face to paint your face like a tiger. That is the truth. That is the tea. Y'all can be mad at me for that. I don't care. That was not, it was so simple. It was like, what? Like, oh, okay. And I get what the tiger represents for her in her hometown and everything else. But no, it wasn't good. No, ma'am. Scaredy Cat. I actually like this look a lot. I thought this was really cute. I lived for the wig. I like the fact that she gave me schoolgirl nymph tees. You know, very, very, she gives me like current. Does that make any sense? Like flashback, but very current with like her looks and her aesthetic. I love it. I love all of it. I even like the fact that she had twigs on her shoes, sister. I was here for it. I can't believe, listen, I didn't think I was gonna like Scaredy Cat, but I'm here for all of it. Davina DeCampo comes out with trumpets on her tutu tatas, honey, and I like this look. It's super campy, but it's also very polished. I hope that she wasn't uncomfortable with this look. I loved it. I thought it was great. In case you haven't figured out, I'm looking down at the look, so I have a fresh reference as I'm giving my reaction and review to it. Now let's get to the second part of this runway, which was the Queen Elizabeth looks. So Crystal's giving Trooping the Color Queen. I like the outfit. I thought it was dope. I like her makeup too. I also live that she doesn't shave. Did I say that already? I'm kind of like a fan of that. I'm like, that really adds to her look. But I did like this look too. I thought to myself that Crystal pulled two solid looks together. She's got to be safe for sure. So I was here for all of it. I thought it was very nice. Cheryl Hole. This was very, okay, it was very on point with Daytime Queen. I actually am familiar with that outfit. I've seen it in many pictures. Well, I just thought to myself, okay, this is cool. But I didn't think anything more of it. And then that's not any shade to Cheryl. I just thought maybe a more exciting look would have been a better choice for her. Something Wong. Again, nothing wrong with this look. Girl, you came as a stamp. You literally did a stamp and then you profiled yourself when you were walking. Brilliance. Not only did you have a great first look, but this second look was so right on the money. And God, that was smart. Turn it around, it says lick me. Done. Like they say, if you make Rupaul laugh, you have succeeded. Speaking of profiles, Blue Hydrangea. This look should have solidified you in my top 3, in my opinion. And I'm saying it now, A pound? You came out as a coin, sister? hair, and then you had a gown on top of that. You had a great look. Oh, this was one of my favorite looks, period. Just amazing. So good, it's gross. Oh my goodness. Bag of Chips came out as Dolores Umbridge. That's all. Y'all can't tell me that wasn't Dolores Umbridge, honey. I could have swore she was gonna pull out a quill with some paper and make someone write something so that way they could have all the things they say etched into their arm. Waiting on it. I didn't hate it. I just thought it was like, oh, okay, this is cute. Same way I felt about Cheryl Hole's look. I was like, this is nice, but I wanted to be like blown away a bit. The Vivian giving the Hunting Queen. Wow. So good, so right, so polished. Again, flats, but they're rain boots. I forgot what she called them, and I love what she said. I forgot what she said, but I love what she referred to the rain boots as. And I'm sorry, it was just a great look. Loved it. The attention to detail is what we need to focus on with a lot of these queens, and her attention to detail is right on the money. Vinegar strokes. I like this outfit a lot better than the first one, I'll tell you that. But, sister, that paint was a little interesting. All this here was a little interesting. But I like this look a lot better. I thought it was a lot more polished. I enjoyed it. I thought it was very well done. But I will agree with Michelle in the comments with the length was way too short for the heels that you had. But thank you for wearing heels, baby. Thank you for wearing heels. Gothy Kendall looked like Scaredy Cat. You are kind of slaying this for me as this baby queen. This was perfect because they're treating you like a baby queen. You came in and it's like, oh my God, she's so young. Play up your strengths, darling. I was here for it. And I love the way you acted and played it out on the runway. It was adorable. Davina DeCampo. This was a look. This was a great look. A great look. I was pleasantly surprised because the way you were talking in the workroom made it seem like, oh, I'm gonna bring nothing but crap. This was a look. It revealed your undergarments, darling, and your garters. I was here for it, girl, and your garter. I was here for it. Now that the runway is finished, the judges then basically decide quickly who is safe and who is in the bottom and who is in the top. Our safe queens are Crystal, Blue Hydrangea, Scaredy Cat, and Davina DeCampo. I was gagged that Blue was safe. Honest to God. I was like, could have swore she should have been in the top 3. Both of her looks were done. So I didn't get that, but maybe it's something to do with her mini challenge. I just felt like we could have had a conversation with her about her looks on the runway, personally. Now, the rest of the queens are the tops and the bottoms. Now, I don't know if you want to put Cheryl Hole in the bottom. Oh God, that name with the bottom in the same sentence. That's a lot. Yeah, Cheryl Hole may have been in the middle of the bottom, close to it. But you definitely knew that Vinegar was up there for that first look for sure. And Gothy for, well, the entirety of her runway and just her presence. I'm sorry, nothing against Gothy Kendall, but her nerves were showing like crazy. She was looking down a lot. I felt really bad, but Vinegar was very confident. It just didn't show in the first outfit. The second one, yes, but you know, no. And Cheryl, I mean, her first look was good. The second look was kind of blah, but that's okay. So obviously that leaves Something Wong, the Vivian, and Bag of Chips to be, I guess, in the top. Actually, pause that. I want to say that Something Wong and the Vivian were the tops. Cheryl Hole and Bag of Chips were middle tier, top and bottom, if that makes any sense. One being more in the top area, one being more in the bottom area. This is not a grinder profile I'm putting together. And then your bottoms would have been Vinegar and Gothy Kendall. The winner of this challenge, and no surprise, was the Vivian, even though they ragged on her for her shoes. I was very glad that Vivian won. But what was her prize, everybody? She won a she won a trip to, she won a pen. She won a pen. It was a nice pen. But she won a pen. Okay. I again understand that this is funded by the taxpayers and there's no actual cash prize. However, a pen? Oh my God. I said, okay, work. I didn't know she felt some kind of way or everybody else was like, okay, a pen? Like, because it just seemed like, oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm just walking to the back now. But that leaves our bottom two queens, which we all put together in our brains would be Vinegar and Gothy, to lip sync to a song by Dua Lipa. I feel like I said that completely wrong, and I will still continue going with this. That was a horrible lip sync from Gothy. Vinegar was giving me a little bit more of what I needed. I understand that dress probably constricted her for the ultimate movement that we needed because the song wasn't great. I'm just gonna be very honest with you. That wasn't a lip syncing song for me. That was a, we're in the club. I can barely hear you. You want a what? A vodka cranberry? You still drink that? Like that kind of conversation. So to me, it was okay. But I think Vinegar sold it when that first wig came off, sister. And I was like, uh-oh, here we go. Thinking that was it. Nope, second wig off. She knew the song and she knew what parts to play up and amp up her character at. That's how you win a lip sync. And that's why Vinegar Strokes won that lip sync. And the first queen out for Drag Race UK, the pork chop, as she wrote on the mirror of Drag Race UK, is Gothy Kendall. You're a gorgeous young man, and you're also a beautiful drag queen. Please don't stop what you're doing, honey. You have more time to grow, more time to learn, more time to shine, and I can't wait to see what happens for you, honey. Also, we got a low-key Untucked, like in the middle of the episode, where they talk about what's going on in the back while the judges deliberate, which I thought was nice. Very Drag Race Thailand, very All Stars tease. I was here for it. Good, quick run through, not too long, not too much. Ladies and gentlemen, we have witnessed our first episode of Drag Race UK. Please tell me what you thought of this first episode of season 1. Tell me who you're rooting for. Tell me who you're rooting for. Who do you think is going to bring drama in the future?